Imagine waking up to the gentle sway of water beneath you, sipping coffee as the sunrise reflects off the waves. Sounds dreamy, right? But what if your houseboat wasn't just any ordinary floating home? What if it could dive underwater, zip open like a zipper, or even look like a giant egg? Yep, these houseboats exist. Which one would you dare to live in? Do you prefer luxury on the water, or are you all about the weird and wild? Buckle up, because these 8 strangest houseboats will blow your mind. The Beatles-themed canal boat. Alright, imagine this. You're floating down a peaceful canal in Liverpool, surrounded by vintage guitars, psychedelic posters, and walls echoing with Beatles history. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, this isn't just any ordinary houseboat, it's a floating Beatles museum. Docked at the Yacht Club Marina, this canal boat is a time capsule of the 1960s. The second you step inside, you're hit with nostalgia. Vinyl records, neon signs, and even a retro jukebox playing Hey Jude on repeat. It's designed for true music lovers, making you feel like you're backstage at a Beatles concert, minus the screaming fans. But don't be fooled. This houseboat isn't just a themed gimmick. It's a fully functional, cozy living space with plush seating, warm lighting, and a deck where you can sit back, sip your tea, and let the rhythm of the water match the beat of your favorite songs. Whether you're a hardcore Beatles fan or just someone looking for a quirky and unforgettable stay, this floating tribute will have you saying, "Here comes the sun" every morning. The Harpy. Now let's shift gears to something straight out of a royal fantasy. A houseboat fit for a king. Meet the Harpy, a luxurious floating mansion once visited by King George V himself. And no, this isn't your standard cramped boat home. This is a 60-foot open-plan houseboat moored on the River Thames, right in the heart of London. Step inside, and you'll feel like you've walked into a historic castle on water. There's a 4-poster bed, intricately designed wooden interiors, and a grand lounge area with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the London skyline. Whether you want to sip champagne while watching the city lights dance on the water, or relax on a vintage leather couch with a book, this houseboat screams elegance. But the best part? It's a floating piece of history. This boat once served as a customs and excise pontoon office, monitoring goods flowing into London. Today it's a luxurious retreat where you can experience the charm of the past while enjoying modern comforts. If houseboats had a monarchy, the Harpy would be king. The Floating Seahorse. Alright, tell me this, have you ever dreamed of waking up underwater? No, not in a sinking ship, but in a luxurious houseboat where your bedroom is submerged beneath the waves. Sounds unreal, right? Well, Dubai, the land of impossible dreams, made it happen with the Floating Seahorse. This isn't just a houseboat, it's a 3-story masterpiece floating in the middle of the Persian Gulf. The top deck is all about luxury. A private sunbathing area, a hot tub, and 360-degree ocean views. The middle deck? A sleek, modern living space with high-end interiors and glass walls. But the real magic happens when you head below deck. Your bedroom and bathroom are fully underwater, with floor-to-ceiling glass giving you a front-row seat to marine life. Imagine brushing your teeth while a school of exotic fish drifts by, or falling asleep as stingrays glide past your window. No need for an aquarium when the ocean itself is your living room. And the best part? These floating villas are part of Dubai's grand vision to redefine luxury living. Designed for millionaires and thrill-seekers, they blend high-tech engineering with sheer extravagance. If mermaids had summer homes, they'd probably live here. The Exbury Egg. Alright, picture this. A giant wooden egg bobbing gently on the water. No, this isn't some weird alien pod or a misplaced Easter decoration. This is the Exbury Egg. A tiny, self-sustaining floating home that takes minimalism to a whole new level. Unlike massive houseboats, the Exbury Egg isn't about luxury, it's about living in harmony with nature. Designed as a floating research station, it's completely off-grid, powered by solar energy, and built from sustainable materials. Inside, there's just enough space for a bed, a desk, and a small cooking area. No fancy jacuzzis or marble countertops. Just you, the water, and pure serenity. The best part? The egg-shaped design isn't just for looks. It moves with the tides, blending into the environment rather than disrupting it. This makes it a perfect hideaway for artists, writers, or anyone who wants to disconnect from the chaos of modern life. Living in an egg might sound crazy, but in a world obsessed with excess, this floating cocoon proves that sometimes, less is more. Who knew the secret to peace and simplicity could be found inside a giant wooden egg? The Zipper Boat. Alright, imagine cruising down a river and suddenly, it looks like someone is unzipping the water itself. Sounds like a magic trick, right? Well, welcome to the Zipper Boat, a jaw-dropping piece of floating art from Japan that blends illusion with reality. Designed to look like a massive zipper pulling apart the water, this boat is an optical illusion in motion. The hull is shaped like two curling fabric edges, and the middle teeth of the zipper give the surreal effect that the river is being peeled open as the boat moves. It's the kind of thing that makes you do a double take. Wait, is the water actually unzipping? But beyond its mind-bending design, this isn't just an art project, it's a fully functional houseboat. The interior is sleek and minimalistic, offering a cozy living space that feels like you're floating through a dream. Imagine waking up in a bed while ripples of water swirl around you, the illusion of an unzipped river stretching out in both directions. More than just a houseboat, the Zipper Boat is a statement on creativity and design. A reminder that even the most everyday things, like water, can be transformed into something extraordinary. It's proof that living on the water doesn't have to be boring, it can be pure art in motion. The roller boat. Now let's talk about a houseboat so weird, so unusual that even science couldn't figure it out. Meet the roller boat, an experimental floating contraption from Canada that looks like, well, a giant floating cigar. Designed in the late 1800s by Frederick Augustus Knapp, this bizarre vessel was supposed to revolutionize water travel. The idea? Instead of a normal boat gliding on the water, the entire cylindrical hull would rotate, rolling like a massive wheel across the waves. In theory, it could hit insane speeds over 200 miles per hour. Yes, you read that right. Faster than most speedboats today. But here's the catch. It didn't really work. The first test run ended in complete disaster, and the boat struggled to move efficiently. It was unstable, hard to control, and pretty much useless as an actual vehicle. It was a genius idea that simply defied physics. And yet, despite its failure, the rollerboat remains one of the strangest houseboats ever built. It was later repurposed into a floating home, proving that even the weirdest inventions can find a second life. Imagine telling your guests, "Hey, welcome to my home. It was supposed to be the fastest boat in history, but now it's my cozy little retreat." Sometimes, failure leads to the most fascinating creations, and this floating cigar-turned-houseboat is a perfect example. The Seabreacher. Alright, forget everything you think you know about houseboats because this one doesn't just float. It dives, jumps, and speeds through water like a real-life sea predator. Meet the Seabreacher, a next-level watercraft that's part boat, part submarine, and part wild thrill ride. At first glance, you might mistake it for a futuristic shark-shaped speedboat, but trust me, this beast is something else entirely. With a powerful engine under the hood, the Seabreacher can hit speeds of 50 miles per hour, dive underwater up to 5 meters, and then leap into the air like a dolphin. Imagine your houseboat suddenly torpedoing under the waves and then launching out like it's performing a circus act. Yeah, it's that crazy. Inside, you're strapped into a cockpit straight out of a fighter jet. The controls feel more like you're piloting a plane than driving a boat, giving you an adrenaline rush you'd never expect from a floating home. And yes, people have turned these into semi-houseboats, fitting them with cozy seating, entertainment systems, and even small living areas for short stays on the water. This isn't just a place to live, it's a high-speed aquatic adventure. If James Bond ever needed a houseboat, this would be it. The boat roof house. Now we've seen floating homes, underwater villas, and boats that zip through the water like sharks, but this one? This isn't just a houseboat, it's literally a house with a boat for a roof. Welcome to the Boat Roof House, an architectural masterpiece sitting on the Isle of Arran in Scotland. This unique little cottage looks normal at first glance, but when you tilt your head up you realize the entire roof is made from an upside-down boat hull. And no, this wasn't just a design choice, it's actually an old tradition in fishing communities, where retired boats were repurposed as rooftops. Step inside and you'll find an incredibly cozy space where the boat's original ribs and keel create a beautiful wooden ceiling. It's like living inside a ship, except it's planted firmly on land. There's something almost poetic about it. A boat that once sailed the seas now protects a home beneath it. The best part? The house overlooks the stunning Scottish coastline, so while the boat might not be floating anymore, it still gets to watch the waves it once sailed on. A house that keeps the spirit of the ocean alive. How cool is that? And there you have it, 8 of the strangest houseboats that redefine living on water. From underwater bedrooms to boats that defy physics, these floating homes prove that creativity has no limits. Which one was your favorite? Would you ever live in one of these? Let me know in the comments. And if you love exploring unique architecture and real estate, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. This is DwellScape, and I'll see you in the next one.